right, welcome back, friends, to Occultists Anonymous, episode 150. 150. This time for real. As always, sponsored by Roll20, The Onyx Path, and viewers like you. Thank you very much for joining us, hanging out with us. It has been a blast. Clearly, we have survived 149. The Cabal is not out to immediately die, so, you know. Special shout out to our Discord. Hi, guys. You guys are the best. We appreciate you. And our patrons, who have apparently done something during the break, and we're about to find out what. So, a special shout out to the Fool, or Zero, maybe, Adele, Al, Alan Michael, Alexander, Bernie, Blood Angel, Brandon, Chris, Doc, Emil, Funzo, Sir Raleigh, Ford the Empress, Jack, Jenny, John, Josh, Julian, Cat Feathers, Michael, Milo V3, Moku, Neomagus, Nova, Other Michael, Perry, Puppeteer, Ramon, Rovisgrad, Ryan, Sebastian, Cinna, Terry, The Hanged Man 12, The Hierophant, The Late Mr. Graves, Thomas, Usuf Sama, Vortex, Woodfoot, 13 Death, 21 The World, and Zoltan. Yes, apparently the patrons, organized by Noctal, are trying to teach me tarot cards.
It's a tarot reading, I guess. Someone tell me what the cards mean.
Do that in Discord later.
Read the Keys to the Supernal Tarot between Chronicles. That book fucking rules.
Yes, it's very good. It has some very, very good, like, hey, do you want to ST but you don't know what you're doing? Throw down some tarot cards. Or if you're short of tarot cards, some playing cards. It's got a little...
Also, do you want to learn Mage Religion? Because here you go.
Also that, which is a first ed thing, not a second ed thing, so bear that in mind. There are probably those who are in second ed who follow, especially, I think it's the Mystagogs are really into it, and Guardians and Silver Ladder. Yep. It's very good. Oh, so when we last left the Cabal, they'd returned back from meeting an Archmage, survived with a Dark Passenger episode title, if I've ever heard one. I don't know, maybe it's 149. YouTube guys will already know. Twitch guys will find out. With a Goche, basically, of Ursula Tenebris, riding along in Atratus's Oniros. She has, for the time being, the next 24 hours, by the way, I don't remember if I had mentioned that, shut her up, duct taped her to the car, banished to that wing of the house, away from the controls and Atratus's memories and thoughts.
It's a perfectly nice place, just, chill.
Just over there.
Over there.
The rest of the Cabal, well, actually, Atratus included, trying to figure out what the next steps are, and then keep running into that little bit of a obstacle of, the Death Grimoire of Stygia is currently written on Judd's bones. And how do we handle that? We had Songbird take a walk into the, late evening air of New York, walking through Manhattan off to the Armory.
Unintentionally, but yeah.
It's late evening. Pip is, for convenience sake, because this is, it's a movie. Like, people are where you need them to be. Pip is very happy to, hey, it's Songbird, and kind of like immediately roller coaster of emotions goes, hey, whoa, what's that face?
And I'm just like, look around and be like, not.
Okay, yep, come on. Hops up, pulls, opens a drawer in that, kind of beat up metal desk that she's got, pulls out, a Hershey's bar, hands it to you as she, leaves, and it's like, okay, eat chocolate, talk, let's go. And kind of leads back to, small little, meeting room that she shuts the door and pulls the blinds down, and all right.
I don't know what to do about Judd.
Yeah. It's sketchy. It's there's suddenly
I need to decide.
Well, I mean, and this is a very unmage thing of me to say, but who says it's your decision? I mean, I know you've got the skills for it now, but that's like a surgeon walking in and giving the diagnosis to the patient, right? Surgeon's got the skills, but it's up to the patient to, make a decision. I mean, Judd's still, thinking, talking. Nothing has taken that away, right? Still his own mind.
Yep.
Lay it out for him.
I don't know. Some ideas were thrown around tonight, and I just... Atratus offered to put him in a golem, and...
That's a way to do it.
He brought that one up, actually.
I mean, you did offer, like...
Well, it was an out-of-character thing, I think, but regardless, yeah, it's on the table now.
And thought that maybe you could sort of replace bones.
Regeneration. I mean, you got to get the bones out. Which, doable, possibly, probably unpleasant. No good answers here.
Yeah, it seems like feels like the first goodbye, I have to say. I just have this feeling that it's not going to go well. I'm gonna lose him or something.
That's probably not the mindset that Judd needs.
That's why I left and came here.
Fair. And she reaches over, grabs the candy bar, opens the package, pops one off, shoves it at your face. Okay. I mean, you can lay it out for Judd. Your burden is to suck it up and make Judd's will. You get to be the magic Songbird. Be Judd's will manifested. You don't have to have an opinion on the matter. Something, not your body? And if you don't feel like you can do it, I mean, I'm available, but he's your friend.
Have any no. Yeah.
Was it worth the walk?
All right. We'll see.
Okay. I mean, from a more clinical perspective, from having done not quite the same degree of things, but treat it like surgery. Dull pain, knock them out, and don't stress over hurting Judd just repaired the body.
It won't lasting.
Nope. You're gonna have to put some will into it. And if he's lucky, and he stops being a grimoire, he can probably just go about his life, as is. And bear in mind, if you lay it out for him, he knows the risks. At that point, you do the best you can, and then leave it to him. And if he's not a grimoire, he's it's going to be a really shitty mage who walks by, sees somebody who doesn't appear to be a mage and just has a regeneration spell on him and goes, "Fuck that!" Which, throw little wards and signs on it.
Well, unless something happens to my spells.
Not if you relinquish it.
Oh, right. Okay. Out of character, yes.
Was that the thing that Songbird hadn't thought about? Or that Chris hadn't thought about? Is it that you just relinquish it?
No, I forgot that was how it was.
Yeah, it's still at risk of being dispelled. But again,
right.
This one should be a real asshole. Which isn't to say couldn't happen.
About to blow up my entire willpower pool.
Night. Cool. So Songbird makes his way back. Cool.
Can't you just do it as once?
A combined
doing it all at once would kind of suck.
Potentially, but take some ritual duration, get Mako in there to help, maybe you guys to help, because you won't take penalties from not using their Arcana because of Gregor. Well, actually, Songbird doesn't have a Gregor. So, in the meantime, as Songbird had left, Wyrd, Atratus, Mako Network, and Judd are hanging out there watching Songbird leave. What are you guys up to?
Still discussing the pros and cons of just building you a new body and then transferring your mind versus golem. Golems are cool. You couldn't really walk around in society, though. Big downside.
Big downside. Unless
people thought you were just doing a Full Metal Alchemist cosplay all the time, like the best one. But do you want people to think you're like a super weeb?
And it's a big risk.
And how's he gonna have a relationship?
They do it okay in Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's definitely a big one for Judd. Is like, oh yeah, I would literally live in Mage Society, and he also realizes potentially like immortal at that point. But then that's listen. I've
because the body doesn't age.
I've had a long life already. Don't really need to like do that again.
Yeah, so we've got options. Bone regrowth keeps you the most you. It wouldn't even suck that badly because you wouldn't feel it.
Yeah,
you're either unconscious, your nerves are shut down. If you don't want to be unconscious and want to like watch your arm turn to jelly, then regrow.
Nope.
I would, but
and everybody in the room goes, "Yeah, we know you would."
It sounds cool, but yeah, you won't be awake. You won't feel anything. It's going to be a hefty piece of magic, but we can pretty much assure it works.
There are some risks and variables that we don't know. Like what? Grimoires are there's a lot of things we don't understand about these grimoires.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that is assuming that the grimoire is only your bones and isn't somehow also tied to your flesh in some way.
From your like
it's only the bones, right?
Investigation, it is runes written on bone, and were they removed? Like that was definitely something that they figured out on the first day. Is it's on his bones. It is the effect of living grimoire, and you remove the bones. Yep, you're good. Then it just becomes a very weird grimoire.
Oh, you can make a skeleton walk around.
I mean, you would have a full set.
Like a skeleton retainer that is also a grimoire. That sounds really cool, actually.
Now she wants to make zombie. Now she wants to raise dead.
I mean, it's not raise dead.
But yeah, animated skeleton, definitely the way to go for retainers for Moros. Just saying, guys. No smell, no like, oh, that's totally a person. Judd 2. Oh, fuck off. So yeah, you guys, go ahead.
I can tell you, Atratus, I've always had this feeling that things are going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, since I awoke. I have no idea how this goes.
For you, it kind of does, right? You got the fate magic. You can make it work.
I have no idea. I don't have a path here. I have no idea how this goes.
I mean, we don't have much of a choice.
I know we have to do something, but I don't know what the right thing to do is. I mean, we're trying to tread a path between three archmages. That's ludicrous just on its face. That somebody would even think of trying to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of any way in which to try to contact an archmage beyond getting their attention somehow. And I think the best way to get this one's attention is to reassemble his creation.
Yeah.
Because we haven't gotten his attention yet, apparently, just by finding him.
I spent a couple hours doing deviations. I don't even have a hint. I feel like my magic has failed me here. I'm on my own. I mean, we're together on this, but
I mean,
I have no idea what to do.
You can literally write fate.
It doesn't work that way. I can nudge fate. I can set up conditions so that the dominoes will probably fall in my order in the way I want, but I can't just dictate how things go. I can specify a destination, not how I get there.
Can you not? Because, I mean, like, I can literally actually resurrect dead people.
Fate doesn't work that way.
I mean, miracle.
Yeah, it does, though. Like, life can literally create a living thing out of nothing. You can make fate do what you want. You're pulling the strings.
And notably, this is more of a meta thing. It is actually something that fate mages literally cannot make a future happen. What they can do is point a bunch of stuff at it. Like, their closest to making fate is giving people aspirations and obsessions. That's the closest that they can get. Now, miracle lets them do that little nudge right here and there when they're there. But yeah, actually, like, saying this will happen is actually very difficult for them to pull off. They can just...
Oh yeah, because that gets into time, because that's in the future.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Because because the most time can do is like temporal pockets and stuff like that. Time, because is future stuff, is probably the hardest thing for mages to mess with. It's only when you get to being an archmage that you can start to mess around with stuff. Archmages let you actually go backwards beyond your natural timeline and stuff like that. So
I just think that there's a good chance we'll be okay. I think that having you on our side vastly increases that chance.
I hope so.
I mean, that's all we can do, right?
Yeah, we kind of picked this road, not knowing where it was going to end up.
Yeah.
remember, this is all Pip's fault.
She gave us the Songbird quest.
Yep.
Yeah, I do feel bad cutting He's out at the end. Because he's been very helpful and very excited to see this come together, but also I don't want to, like, let him know I've got a seer chilling in my soul.
And you also, do you feel bad enough that it's worth your life? Yeah.
And if nothing else, you know, perfect recall, a little bit of telepathy. He can get the
We
ride
would
along
tell him
VR
what
effect.
happens. Yeah.
Or post-cognition. Yeah. So, cool. Any other, like, salient points that you guys try to nail down? Cool.
Just does Judd have a decision or an idea of what he wants to do? Yeah.
Well, and that's where we're, you know, Songbird gets back, and, you know, basically, especially, you know, past, you know, this is quite a walk. So, you know, it is now definitely later evening.
Like midnight.
Yeah, you know, having listened to Atratus and Wyrd, NACO Network, like hashing stuff out, and Songbird arrives, and just let's get full drama. You hear the sound of rain outside, like the full thing. It's midnight, and Judd looks up and says, "Okay, you figure things out."
If I try to keep you in your own current body, a singular spell is holding you together.
It's kind of like having a singular heart or a singular brain holding me together, right? Like, and he grins. He has like this realization is like, I haven't had power over my life for years, centuries. The fact that I'm up and walking around now, man, this is awesome. Like, and I think the five of you have kind of forgotten what it feels like to be on this side of things. Like, even, you know, even me, I'm like, I have a lot of choice, and there's a lot of risk, and, you know, have you seen the automobiles outside? I can just get wiped out. You all probably have ways of not, but like, I was born, and you were lucky to live to 50. Now you all are, well, we all are living to, you know, 80, 100. Actually, that does bring up the question. Yeah, whatever. I was like, would Judd have an altered, you know, life expectancy, or? But yeah, that is a whole other question to not dig into right now. But yeah, all hinging on a spell that, you know, yes, another mage could remove, but, you know, I hang around a bunch of other mages who and kind of like looks from Songbird and down to like the rest of the Cabal and says, care about me. And, you know, like if something happens, you know, I just scream loud enough and hope somebody comes. But also, like, it would be, he kind of stops and goes, I'm very curious if when this all comes out, if I'll be ordinary again. So, like, some of this has been cool. These things I can do. Please, Onyx Path, please relieve the deviant look.
See, that was coming. These nameless, nebulous things that we haven't actually decided.
Yep. But yeah, there's some big downsides. You know, problems, you know, things that keep me from leading a completely ordinary life. And if I give up those and am basically just a normal person, guess like Titus, then, you know, that would be a massive improvement. So yeah, let's do it. I'm up for the risks. And at the end of the day, this is an important thing, right? It goes beyond just me. Like these.
Jedi, I know what you're saying, and I understand exactly what you're saying. But because words are important, you're not just, no matter what, you're not just an ordinary person to us.
I know I don't have the vocabulary for being an ordinary
person. I know.
person.
I just had to get those words out there.
I appreciate that, Wyrd. I do.
But yeah, honestly, at this point, we've kind of got a sword hanging over our heads.
Oh yeah, then let's do this.
We don't have many choices by now, and I would rather do whatever we can to make sure you come out of this okay.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Are you up for this, Songbird?
I can do it.
Where do we want to do it?
Here seems good.
Does it?
I mean,
here where I'm strongest.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seat of our power.
Just this part of it, not the whole thing. But yeah. That was a really well-timed real life shiver. But yeah, Judd goes, yeah, I'm good for this. And this is a little bit morbid. But if I die, and kind of looks over at Atratus,
I can get you back up.
You can bring me back, right?
Yeah.
That's right. And like he feels like there's a little bit of a weight lifted off his shoulders. Now he's been around long enough to know that he's just trading one spell on indefinite duration for another spell on indefinite duration. Right.
It's exactly the same effect ultimately.
Yeah.
You're still being kept alive by a spell, but also I don't know if I could catch your soul in a soul jar.
Right. So backup plan.
I could give you
another one.
I
happen to have a spare.
I have a spare.
Okay, so definitely plan B.
Yeah, that's plan B. Yes.
Let's put Missergrave's soul into the body of a deviant.
Souls aren't people.
Yep, but sometimes they kind of are.
Judd.
Yep.
Yeah, you described it before as like our creativity engine.
Your will. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The one of the first ed books basically describes somebody being resurrected and being given a soul, and basically the mage tells him to, hey, if you feel any cravings for like eating candy, don't, because that was like a thing that the previous soul owner was really into, and he was kind of on the heavy side. And yeah, just anything that kind of makes you feel leaning in that direction, just don't do it. That way you don't like, try and imitate him and become him, and it's bad for you. So that was from the first Ed book, so I kind of like that idea. So it kind of tags along.
I mean, Mr. Graves was proper ambitious and well put together. An asshole, but
yeah,
if you collect parts of that personality, it wouldn't be the worst thing.
Just don't get the whole thing. Yeah,
just don't get the whole thing.
Okay.
Okay, so I super don't want to go into any detail of this.
No. The spell itself it's a infinite duration regenerate, well within Songbird's realm of access. The only thing that I'm going to ask is just vaguely, what is the plan for removing the bones? Because regenerate definitely fills in the gaps, but
I mean, Atratus can probably remove them, right?
Not if they're inside the body.
No?
Sort of
I mean, just sort of one by one.
sort of shaping plus life.
To shape the flesh around them and push them out.
No, just sort of pull.
But yeah,
pull.
no. Matter plus life, I think, is actually a good way to do that. So, or teleport them out. Same issue. Need some life magic.
You need life, yeah.
Yeah, because
I think that's the only combination of Arcana that can between us that can do it, right?
Yep.
I mean, I know my idea for Amanita was to take life and death and just like take a skeleton out and have it work for me now.
Terrifying. Just a reminder, Mage is a horror game. We tend to play very nice, but they
gonna make your skeleton hit the eject button.
Woo! So yes, okay. So basically, you guys have a 1-2 punch of major spells. I'm sure there's probably a couple other spells that are thrown in to help Judd out.
To knock him out and cut off the pain.
Right. Actually, I think Network basically borrows Judd's consciousness and says, we're going to go hang out in Myoneros. And Judd, Network does the 2 thoughts, 1 mind. So he is aware and sitting there, and they go and hang out in Network's Oneros and just fucking chill until somebody gives Network the high sign. Please don't die, Chris. We can't actually resurrect you from the dead. Okay.
Get a bathtub to put him in.
Bring the Lunargent bathtub out, Wyrd. If ever there was a time for, hey, let's just throw in some extra yantra options and stuff into a spell, this is probably the time.
And this is a big ritual and stuff.
Yeah, I imagine like leaving nothing to chance, and just making ritual duration, especially in doing it in your guys' sanctum. I'm not.
Yeah,
this is not a thing that we leave up to a die roll. This is a narrative. You guys remove the bones, which come out pristine and we shall say bone only. Without getting into the anatomy things, there's other stuff in bones besides just bones. But yeah, and there is, we'll probably say hour and a half later, Judd is, there is a nice, perfect little set of anatomically correct skeleton with these black runes that look like imagine like a wood burning tool just carved into the bones. And then Judd kind of, notably, we'll definitely say for Songbird, but possibly Nako too, and anybody else who's observing with magic, as the bones are regenerated within Judd, they are clean. There's no marks on them or anything like that. And as the spell is kind of ended, you guys like sit with his body for a little bit, watching it like, okay, is there anything wrong? Give Network the high sign. And a little while later, Judd kind of carefully sits up, looks around and goes, okay. And notably, because I think actually life magic lets you see how injured somebody is.
Mhm.
Okay, his health boxes are full of bashing damage. He looks like, Songbird after a really, really good MMA match. Just like, I am beat the fuck up, but I'm awake. I'm here.
Gross.
Hmm?
Can you move?
And kind of
Talking to Judd.
Right. I was like, me? I'm
Oh.
fine. Yeah. Lifts one arm, lifts the other arm, like I said, sat up. He goes,
Wiggle some fingers and toes.
didn't I have 6 fingers? I feel like I had a really, really bad cold, maybe a fever, but I'm okay. Like, there's the slow, like, gentle, and like everywhere he's touching is like tender. He's got that little bit of a
Sore.
wince and bruise kind of feel, but he's like, and then kind of like after a moment of like, okay, check, kind of looks over to the side, sees the bones, and immediately goes, "Yep, nope,
Yeah.
nope."
Yeah, probably should have walked those out of here.
So you were dead set in
and
having
then,
the
like,
animated.
At that point, just reach out and very gently put the fucking biggest words and signs onto that spell.
Cool. And let's go ahead and actually roll that one.
Put extra retro durations in there for more successes if you want. Need more dice.
Oh, the dice roller on Twitch is not as far up as it ought to be.
Oh, wait, is it? We
You
haven't.
can't see Songbird's roll from before.
That's the last roll we've had.
That's as far as it goes. Okay.
Yeah, we have not had to actually roll anything. Hi guys. Personal failing. I sometimes just don't have people roll dice because it's more fun to do it narratively.
Mhm.
Also, narrative, ST advice for anybody. If the outcome of failing is not interesting, don't have them roll. They just do it. But while Chris is writing up the spell, so Atratus literally animates the skeleton as a retainer?
Yeah.
Cool. Is this going to be a long-term thing?
I mean, I'm probably not going to do it in front of Judd.
Well, I mean, like you said, because I don't think Atratus was necessarily needing to be on hand for the life side of things. Like once the regeneration and he was under observation, at that point it's like, okay, he seems to be alive, and let's be honest, if he died, you have months to recover him. So yeah, the main thing being, are you planning on keeping the skeleton around as an animated retainer for an extended period of time, or is it just this is a convenient way to walk you around?
I mean, until we activate it, I don't know what's going to happen to it once we bring the spells together.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems like a convenient way to transport it.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. In that case, I'm not too worried about you writing it up.
Yeah.
That is a big ol' spell.
Mm-hmm. Protect the boy.
11, 21. Wait. Sorry. Yeah. 21, 29, 9 dice? Cool.
Lost track whether I was muted, so I wasn't talking. Forgot how many negatives I pushed.
Also, quick question. How's your willpower doing these days?
It's going to be 2 after this.
Okay.
I was going to try to see if oceans could do their regeneration. Considering that he's been living there and is probably fairly close to the people at the Athenaeum.
In short, 7 successes. Do you want to, similar to doing do you want to relinquish that for free?
Sure.
I don't think that's a thing that
we'll keep one of my willpowers.
Yeah, I don't think it's something we will do regularly, but I feel like there's something to be said about an exceptional success on Songbird Protect. He attack, he protect, but most specifically, he running low on willpower. So yeah, just leaving that and like, especially with that kind of potency, and I feel like there's something of like, no, this isn't a spell on a spell. This is a spell that is as attached to this soul and Judd as I could make it, and leave it like that. Cool. Hell yeah. So yeah, Judd is, up and fairly protected and cool. And then, the skeleton has been walked away, which amusingly, you can actually use the, oh shoot, does it?
Can I use the grimoire to animate itself?
I was going to say, I was like, doesn't it have awaken? But yes, I believe so. Conka, where did you go? There you are.
I swear to God, if you haunt me with this fucking grimoire, we're gonna have words.
Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, Quicken Corpse is in there. Yeah, I just left the the grimoire in your bedroom standing over
in the foot of your bed.
Like there's some immediate rules. You take him out, you clean up all his message. Sit the skeleton in the passenger seat and use the carpool lane. Listen, I don't think. Never mind. We're not going there.
It's gonna raise a few eyebrows.
Yeah.
So at the end of that, Songbird just sits down and like leans their head back against the forge. It's like the center of our hollow and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, no willpower, no mana, done.
The tank is empty. But yeah, Judd does some tentative, like, walks around, moves. He's like, yeah, okay, definitely sore and tired, but good. And
do you still have powers?
And I'm not sure. Sorry, out of character. I'm not sure. No, actually, yeah, he definitely does. I had to think through the like process of what actually created him, which is something you guys haven't delved into too much. But yes, because it was more than just he had runes written on his bones. The whole like.
It wasn't a deviant when he was only a grimoire,
right? It was the whole sitting on a judgment throne surrounded by supernal BS and yeah.
Constantly awash in death magic for 500 years.
Yep. Whew.
Yeehaw.
But yeah, with that, Judd is like, I'm gonna go lay down now. Because I started to do the math. It's like, wait, hang on. Songbird got back right about midnight. There's some conversation. The spells took an hour or two.
About an hour each.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like it is officially, thank you, appropriately late. And Judd is like, yeah, it is time to sleep, and makes his way upstairs, to the bedroom that I imagine he and Titus share.
Yeah, bugs.
Titus was super excited to get bunk beds. And yeah, crashes and like there's a definite like, good night, buddy, as everyone's like, that man has seen some shit.
But hey, it worked.
As Wyrd rubs her forehead. Already planning for the next steps. Like, okay, step 1 down, step 2.
You right there, Craig?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, they do not share a king-size bed.
They might also just have like the door room setup I had where it was like 2 twins on the side walls.
So where are we going?
I think...
Yeah, we should sleep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're just planning.
That's a good idea.
In the meantime, I don't want to go back to my house or anywhere really, as long as I have this hitching along. So I'm probably just gonna crash here.
The couch pulls out to a sleeper bed, I'm sure.
I can make myself a really nice bed.
It's true. It's like, fuck it. Boom.
You just like reach down and just lift up a portion of the
Out
concrete.
of the ground, yeah. And now it is a super nice bed.
Yeah, because transubstantiation could even change the material. Yeah, that's true. Like, screw pulling the bed up. This segment of concrete, super comfy pillow. Thank you. Lay down.
Do you need some moral support? I can crash here if you want.
I mean, it's fine. I don't want to take her anywhere we don't absolutely have to.
I'm just thinking maybe you shouldn't be alone.
I mean, I'm not. There are people are here.
Okay.
Yeah, Titus and Judd
It's
are
fine.
here, and Gabe is here.
True. I forgot about Gabe.
Yep. Yeah. Atratus is also like, I'm going to go to bed now because I can hear Gabe and he's not happy.
I mean, he knows better.
Oh yeah, like he's going to let you know his opinion, but also knows like there's no stopping the Atratus train once it starts going. So
I think I'll head back to the research station then.
sure. And
So you
by
think-
heading
I was
back, you
going
mean
to-
you are now there.
Yeah. I was going to take life too.
Yup.
I was going to take it already, but especially now.
Yup. So, heck yeah. So everybody gets a good night's rest. I imagine either between tonight and the following day, there is definite thought and examination of what the hell has just happened and where you stand and arcane beats, because I'm pretty sure I think there's a lot of experience about to be spent across a couple of different places, so you'll see that on the next episode, because I cannot update the overlay live. So yeah, but the following day, obviously, without like stressing, I imagine like before bed, even you guys probably perform some oblations to recover at least some mana. So go ahead and just max that out. Not your mana bar, but however many oblations you can do in a day, or how much mana you
It's
can
equal
get.
to
Your ruling arcana of the legacy.
Cool. I can get. I was only down 3. I only get 1 willpower back from sleeping. Yeah,
Correct.
I have so few.
Spend some XP, get it back, or spend some XP and increase it. Cool. But yeah, brings us to the next day. Get a like message from Titus that is reporting back like a mother hen. Judd is up. He ate breakfast. He's okay, I think. Like, yes, thank you, Titus. I'm pretty sure we were pretty confident about that last night, but thank you for the update.
Songbird is back before Atratus is awake.
Yeah. This is standard operating procedure.
And like cup of coffee next to her.
I definitely want to have my skeleton helping in the kitchen and making the coffee and just being like
Titus is
a manservant. Yeah, Titus. He's here to help Titus.
Titus is upset with this for about an hour, and then it's like, okay, this is fine. This works.
I mean, it's not like I can take it anywhere else. It's got to stay here. So let it be useful.
Incognito
rolls
presence.
its retainer dots as a dice pool.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you only have to. I mean, you have to
crafts cooking.
Yep. Yeah, like just 2 or 3 dots of potency, and you have a pretty decent chef. Though, admittedly, it's
that's
1 or 2.
Oh my god! Hell yeah, that's so good.
Wow, scullery maid.
Scullery maid. Hell yeah.
Well done, Driftwood 17. You get that well-deserved shout out.
Get the point for today.
Cool. So yeah, Atratus wakes to the smell of Starbucks coffee, wherever.
It's a better coffee.
Titus cooking.
We buy good hipster whole bean coffees.
Yeah, that's
not
true.
from New York, because there's not really that many good roasteries in New York.
Do you get them from Seattle now that you know what Seattle
Also
is
no.
like?
No.
No, we can actually buy them from the fields where they're grown.
We can buy them from Peru.
That's true. Like, I had these perfectly good Ebon Phoenix initiates for a reason. Go get this coffee. Coffee run.
Well, even like Wyrd, we need more beans. Okay, here we go.
But remember, closet to Peru. So,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah.
I knew by talking about coffee I would summon Perry.
Perry,
into
yeah.
chat.
Tell us about the good coffee places in New York.
Yeah, with that, and Judd is awake, looking considerably better because it was full bashing wound, so good night's rest. He's recovered from all of that. Actually, probably faster than a full night's rest because he still technically has the regeneration. So oh boy, he has all sorts of Songbird Nimbus.
He's Wolverine.
Yep.
Congrats. We could have given him adamantium bones. What the fuck?
I was wondering. I was like, you could have made metal anything. Yeah.
Nope.
This is definitely a next moment stop and realize, just like missed
Fuck!
opportunities.
I imagine
made Wolverine.
We could have literally made Wolverine.
Atratus wakes up to that realization of fuck.
We had the bones out. We were putting the new bones in. We didn't even give him claws.
Well,
I don't know.
technically, couldn't you do that now?
He may already have that because of Deviant. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure it out.
How many times can we say it in one episode?
Please give us book.
It's in post-editing development. It's so close.
Did you want to yell at Songbird?
Chris is like, I do need to point this out.
Because that's kind of the opportunity I was giving you. Because Songbird is perceptive enough to and mindful enough to remember that you kind of just sat there and stared, locked eyes in the rearview mirror and glared at me. So
yeah,
which Judd, Titus, Nako, and Network are completely oblivious to. Is like, what's
Go take a walk.
yeah.
That sounded like a question, but it wasn't.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to just get out in a way. This is a private conversation of me just being very, very pissed at you.
Any highlights of that, or?
I've thought about this a lot.
Yeah.
So your destiny is to run off and kill yourself?
The purpose that I have found may involve sacrifice, yes.
And you want us to help?
I giving you the knowledge of and the choice of what to do with it.
It's just the two of you.
Yeah. Yeah, see, my initial plan was to just, like, pack all of my things up and try to find somewhere else to live. Because I can't be hanging around the house of this famous MMA fighter who mysteriously disappears and or dies. But again, right now, we're pressing concerns. I don't really want to go back to the apartment right now.
Right. This may not help or really even have been a thought, but you and Jimmy are named in my will.
I'm not, though. I have a nice fake ID. That person doesn't exist.
Well, then make it legal before I die.
I don't want your stuff. I would rather have my friend. But you're fucking off to go die because destiny?
I don't actually plan to die.
But you do plan to leave.
I hope to ascend.
You're still fucking off and leaving.
But you do recognize that there's a difference.
Not functionally. No, you're still gone. You can send a force ghost. I don't care.
I mean, you seemed awful confident in your ability to copy someone last night.
I'm not going to make a copy of you to keep you around if you are dedicated to fucking off and dying. Go fulfill your destiny. I'm not here to be your backup plan when you die.
That's not what I asked.
Do you want me to make a copy of you to keep around?
I gave you the option.
No. Yeah, I don't want any part of helping you do this. And yeah, I guess once I have this thing out of my soul and can, go places, I'll go find somewhere else to stay.
quiet conversation ends. You guys kind of
Yeah, pretty much. I'm done.
make your way back to the sanctum.
I figure the conversation just lasts until Atratus storms off.
It's like, yeah, I'm done. I don't want any part of this. I don't want your money or your house. By the way, don't you have a family, like a real ass family? I've read your Wikipedia page. They exist. You should probably, leave them some money since you're gonna fuck off and die as far as they know. And yeah, I'm just going back to Sanctum.
And for anybody who's, late to the show or anything like that, please be aware, Atratus has had everybody die on her.
Everyone is dead or gone.
Right.
And now you're choosing to go. Because destiny.
So yeah, Atratus makes it back to the sanctum. I don't know if Songbird is, right alongside.
Yeah,
or...
I don't know if you follow or
No. Not for a while.
Cool. Yeah, Wyrd will never leave you because Wyrd can't leave you. Wyrd is permanently connected. Let Songbird become the Archmage. We're not talking quite Archmage because that's different than Ascension. One can become an Archmage without ascending, or usually do. Archmages can ascend, though it's actually a bit rarer than traditional mages.
More guaranteed, but takes forever.
Right. So yeah, Atratus comes in, Wyrd and the rest of the Cabal are hanging out. Kind of look over. There is no Songbird.
Nope.
Everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Insight check.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I said my piece. I'm done.
Like, Network looks up and says, said your piece about what?
Oh, he can tell you later. They can tell you later.
But we're asking you. What's going on?
You know what's going on.
I know that you guys, Songbird's got his plan, and you guys had kind of a look, and no one talked about it.
Yeah. If you want to help, have at it. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
Network and Nako like it's watching a tennis match going back, forth, looking at each other like, what are mom and dad complaining about? Or I guess in this case, what are mom and mom arguing about? Cool.
Yeah, that's it.
I love that we get the inter-cabal drama here at the end. Cool. And because we do have somebody following us up, and I am kind of run down on prep, and this feels like a good ending note, we are going to end the session here. As always, thank you for joining us, guys. Also, in case anybody is wondering, Ash and Chris are still friends.
No, I said I was gonna yell.
Yeah.
Warning.
Yeah.
I've been warning about this for a while. I'm like, this is going to be worse the longer you go without telling.
Yeah.
Because if you give warning, then you can prepare for it, right, and get used to the idea instead of just bringing it up, which is what you did. And I told you not to do, but.
But that's absolutely what Songbird would do, right?
And this is the good.
I now
drama.
have an aspiration that says, "Prepare to say goodbye." This is Songbird actually becoming mature enough to not just do it. right? Oh.
So yeah, we'll actually see. I'm very curious, especially considering Wyrd's thoughts on destiny and fate and stuff like that. Whether this becomes an ongoing conversation, but they do have other pressing matters. But Atratus needed to get that off her chest. So as always, guys, thank you for joining us. Come by Discord, yeetinto.space, and hang out with us there. Chat with us. Let me know. Because I'm very curious, and YouTube guys, feel free to put stuff in the comments too if you want, but Discord's better. What do you guys think? Is this a destiny thing? Does this count? Does it really count as dying when you're ascending or trying to, or maybe it won't? Or in short, are you Team Atratus or Team Songbird? I will call you out. I will split this community in twain. Well, I guess there might be a third group that's going, no, they gotta join together. Yeah. Thank you guys. It is a blast to share this stuff with you. I hope the Archmage interaction was everything that you expected, hopefully better. If you want to support us, that's patreon.com/occultistanonymous or staylucky.club. And there's also links in the comments or on Discord, where to find merch, like our awesome mugs and pins and all sorts of other cool little stuff, and Totally a Witch shirts and stuff like that. So definitely check that out. And Twitch guys, hang out for Scion Hero for the Holidays. That'll be after us in about 5 or so minutes. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Stay lucky.